Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, Saints. Welcome back to the channel. It is your girl, Miss Honey here, president of the Usher Board. Coming to you with the old holiness missionary suppleness, old missionary holiness dry. Just scrub clean look. You know what I'm saying? This what holiness is really. This what it look like. This not what it's all about. It's a lot harder than, but as hard as it looks on the outside to live it. Oh my, oh my. It takes some dedication. I tell you what. But I'm coming to you today with some old holiness realness. I got my head covering on here because I don't want to get too lofty. I don't want to get too high up. As a female, I need to make sure I keep my head covered, so that I don't get too full of myself and think I'm some kind of man or something running around here. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't got on no jewelry, because holiness, they don't wear no hell's bells. They don't wear all this clinkety clank around the neck and things and all this heavy makeup and things. The holiness, they don't do that. They don't do that, right? So, you know, of course, I did have a little polish on my nails, a little light pink, but you can't go beyond clear. You can do like old muted color, but you can't just be in here polishing your nails and stuff like you up the world. But they didn't have nobody to usher for midday service today, so I went ahead and put my usher board gloves on just to keep down trouble. But I do have on my white and black. That's my usher board uniform. I got my black pleated skirt on. Of course, it go all the way down to the floor. All the way down to the floor. So can't no sin get up underneath it. Oh no, devil, you won't get up underneath my pleated skirts. You won't do it. And you won't get up under my long denim skirts that touch the ground either. Or my khaki skirts that touch the ground either. Oh yes, this train is a holy train. This train. Ah, yeah. Oh, yes. But that's not why we're here, you guys. We are here to talk about Greenleaf. Listen, I don't got a lot of notes. And y'all know I takes tons and tons of notes. I don't have a lot of notes tonight because the episode, I will have to say this episode and last week's episode really could have kind of sort of been one episode in my opinion. It just I don't know. Let's talk about it. Um First of all, we're going to talk about Bishop and May. Now, this is the whole situation with Bishop and May. Bishop got a little bit of a forgetful mind. And at first, I thought he may had a touch of dementia, aka old timers. But now I'm thinking, is he constipated? Because when people be constipated, they be angry, they be ornery, they be forgetful, they dizzy, they discombobulated. Constipation is a terrible thing. But we come in with him and May sitting there talking, and they trying to decide on a name for their church. Their new church was gonna be down there at Magnus's club. And so they trying to decide on a name, and they can't decide on a name, and he's trying to remember the name of a church. And she was like, yeah, remember we went to the church and we took Sophia, we took Zora apple picking, and there was a hayride and a maze. I said to myself, no, that ain't old timers. That's just regular everyday forgetting. You supposed to remember every little bitty thing. Anyway, this church was called Cornerstone. It's a million cornerstones, it's a million new births, it's a million churches, kind of with the same roundabout name, type thing. So it's easy to forget, right? So I didn't really see that as necessarily a problem, but May want him to go see the doctor. He going to see the doctor, and he don't want to go see the doctor. He don't want to get no type of checkup because he feel like he fine. And you know how a lot of old people feel like if they go to the doctor, it's going to stir up something, right? So they rather not go and not know. But may say, oh no, I had Corinne make you appointment for Monday. Now, you know, Corinne ain't working over there at the church no more. They let her go. Judy let her go because Judy realized that she was the Greenleaf's mole inside man. So they let her go. Now she working part time kind of with Bishop in May. Well, she done made him an appointment for Monday. Now Charity comes strolling through. You know, all she do is walkthroughs, and then most of her scenes down at the church house. Now we starting to see her a little bit more around the house, but for the most part, she just been doing like walkthroughs, breeze throughs, right? She comes sashaying in a little white, kind of little dress, little safari type dress. You know, it's you know belted, short, and she got on some high heel strappy sandals. I said to myself, look at her, look at this strumpet. Ooh, she is a strumpet. But listen, she look good. She look good, and I like that piece that she wear on the top of her head. You know, I can't wear it because these are worldly things, but I do like it. You know, I can't cut my hair. It has to grow as long can be. Cause you know, it makes me closer to God. You know, you don't be around here cutting your glory. Okay. So they want her to be over the music ministry at the new church. I don't know why they trying to build it out completely like it was over at Calvary. Do you need an assistant? Do you need a minister of music? No, you just need your grandbaby to lead worship service, to lead a couple of songs. And then Bishop gonna come out and preach, or you gonna come out and preach in a short sermon and let people go on. Why are you trying to do it mega church style? I'm confused by that. I'm thrown off by it. I really am, but okay. So, like I said, she making an appointment. They trying to name the church. And listen, Lady May ain't fasting no more. She ain't fasting no more, and she back to her old ways, which is inserting herself in other people's business and over talking and thinking she know what's best for everybody and pushing her own personal agenda, and it's getting on Grace's nerves. And I will say, happily, on my end, I'm excited about the fact that she has decided to grab Charity by the tail and not let her go. You know, she ain't got it for Charity. She got nothing but fever for Charity until we see towards the end of the episode where she has a bit of an epiphany after talking with Corinne about trying to find a minister of music and trying to get some people to come down from the old church and work for them. And the people want to know if they gonna get health insurance, if they gonna get paid the same way they was getting paid over there at the mega church. And Corinne said she can carry a tune and she can push play, so she gonna be doing the music. And you know, you know, how much more do you expect? This is what Korean say. It is a nightclub, you know, and May get to thinking about it, and she feel kind of bad, you know, because it ain't all she wanted to be. They want to roll out of Calvary and roll into something just as good, okay? But it's not going to happen, okay? They got to do a little toiling, a little tilling of the soil, right? Okay. So later on, May go and she talked to Charity, and it's just exactly what Charity needs. It really is just exactly what they both need. But we're going to talk about that conversation. So let's just move on to let's talk about Charity. Now, like I said, Charity done spent the last 3 episodes passing through the house, and as she passed through, May get her zing, 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 zing for all that tomfoolery she caused and over there in season 4. Well, she say she got when May asked her about singing and she say no to the singing, and Bishop tried to talk her into it. She look at May after May makes all kinds of comments about them people down there at the church and her going to work for them people down there at the church. And I think she I think she called Judy white asparagus. Now I love asparagus. But I know exactly what she talking about, right? You know what I'm saying? It is a cruciferous vegetable. You know what I'm saying? You guys to do some things to asparagus for it to be, great. So, she said, Mama, did it ever occur to you that I have a plan, that I'm working on something? May said no. Charity was stunned. Why are you stunned, Charity? Why? You think because it's all over, it's all said and done, and you kind of sort of halfway got your way, that everybody should just fall in line with it? No. Like May said, you should be cast down and you should be cast out. Basically, after the stunt you pull. And I'm gonna tell you why it's Charity rubbed me the wrong way. All I can think about is, remember when Phil came over? Now he was coming over to tell her he couldn't marry her, but she didn't know that at the time, and she was at the foot of the grand staircase. And when he said he was there to talk to her, and she was leaning all over showing May her ring, child, and acting all satisfied. When she turned and walked up them stairs and looked at May like, I got a man and you don't, I think that'll never leave me. That'll never leave me when it comes to Charity. But we see how she is at the church, and they open the scene up where she got a baby blue Bible and she holding the Bible. She closes it up and gives it a shake, and then raises a hand and just starts to give a look. I said to myself, Charity. Girl, you a piece of work. You a real piece of work. I'm telling you, when I tell you I can't stand Charity, I just don't like her. I don't care for her. Well, here come Phil. And Phil want her, this is going to be the first opening Sunday. It's going to be the last Sunday at the Calvary building, but it's going to be the first Sunday as Hope and Mayonnaise, right? And so she think they want her to preach. They want her to do the welcome. Lord, that's what you... I ain't gonna say that. I'm just saying the prominent preachers and stuff don't do the welcomes. They don't. You got the deacon board. They take their turn doing the welcome. Things like that. You might let a youth minister do the welcome, that type of thing. But you don't just, you associate pastor, you might do the welcome. But you know what I'm saying, you ain't second in charge. Second in charge people don't do the welcome, I don't believe. You know what I mean? Like, it's a hierarchy thing. Well, they want her to do the welcome, and he also want her to help Judy out with the music. And she want to know when she gonna get a chance to preach, because preaching down in her spirit, I was just like, y'all finna push this preaching situation with Charity. Really, Charity. She want to preach, but Phil got every job except preaching for her to do. Now, he done sent her down there to talk to the contractors. Now he want her to do the welcome. He probably want her to write the welcome speech, do the welcome speech, and do a welcome song as well. And he want her to help Judy out with the music. And she feel like if she don't help out with the music, it ain't gonna be nobody to preach to, because the people gonna leave without the music, which, from pretty much is true. Now, meanwhile, Judy running around the church torturing Charity. Every chance she can get, she showing her ring, she dropping little quips, here and there. And Charity is on the repentance train, I guess. I'm assuming. Every time I turn around, she got a scripture she want to say, or she being caught reading the Bible. She let Judy know when Judy done called in there to show her the ring on her finger. She let Judy know that she had that ring first. We don't know if you had it first, second, or 15th, Charity. Nobody knows. Your man can be bought and sold, okay? He's ambitious, and not when it comes to love. He ambitious with his own career. And if you ask me, he seemed kind of jelly back and mealy mouth. I bet you dollars the donut he can't preach worth a darn. Dollars the donuts. Because goodness knows Bob Mayonnaise didn't let him preach at all. Grace was the star of the show. Okay? And we have yet to hear an authoritative or leadership type word come out of Phil's mouth. I digress. Anyway, like I said, she quoting Bible verses and telling Judy that her father may be Bob Mayonnaise, but her daddy, sit on high. I was like, Charity, have you talked with your father about what you did in season 4? Have you gone before the Father, with your knees bent, in repentance, okay? Have you turned and changed from your ways, Charity? Hmm? Hmm? Uh-huh. Because I ain't seen you go to your family and apologize and give an earnest apology and say, these are the things that I did wrong and I'm so sorry. It was a mistake. You still over there working in the devil's storehouse. You working up underneath them. Talking about you got a plan. What's your plan? You gonna preach your way out? You gonna preach such a mighty sermon that they gonna give you that church? Girl, good night. Goodbye. I'm not buying the whole Charity character. I can't get with her. I can't get with her. And then you walking around there like somehow you walk with the full armor on, and you commanding hearts to start beating, and you know what I mean, like you not walking in no power with Charity. You're not walking in no power, girl, because this is the house that Jack built, and it was built. The start of a thing is usually the end of a thing. It was built wrong, Charity. What you acquired it heinously. I don't know why you think God would get behind all that. But I ain't here to judge. Later on, when Phil see her in the hallway, cause she made sure she whistle stop clean, baby. She be sharp and tantalizing, a beautiful brown skinned woman. Every time Phil see her, his mouth salivate a little bit, but whatever he feels still ain't more important than what he got around there at Hope and Mayonnaise, right? So later on, he gonna see her in the hallway, and she snubs him right nicely, and I appreciated that snub. But at the same time, Charity, you get snubbed too. Where he tells her, "I hope that one day we can be cordial and we can be friends," and she was like, "I don't see it happening." I was like, okay. Phil get home around there to with Judy Mayonnaise. And she put the food on the table as soon as he walked in the door and got to talking about Cherry. First of all, what was that she gave him? It looked like some ambrosia salad, some nuts. I was like, Lord, the plate white, the bowl white, the food inside the bowl white. What is them dry little nuts rolling around? And he looked at the plate like, what is this? It was some bird seed and yogurt and ambrosia salad and unsalted peanuts. Unsalted, unroasted peanuts rolling around on that plate. Lord, she had one for herself too. I said, "What is that? A Waldorf?" I didn't understand it. It didn't look appetizing. And he asked her to please stop talking about Charity, and asked her if she would say grace, and she holding his hand and saying grace. And Phil is miserable. He is miserable. Can you do this, Phil? You think you can do this? You think you can do this? Because it's not too late to turn back now. It's not too late for you and Charity to submit yourselves, admit what you did, and turn and change from the situation. It's not too late, Phil. You ain't got to suffer like this. I can imagine y'all in the bed at night, child. You scared she'll roll over wrong and set that whole bed on fire because her legs ain't nothing but two wooden sticks. That she's a wooden stick figure. She really is. All them sharp edges and corners, ugh. Mm, mm, mm. Later on, Charity is at home with Nathan. Oh, we finally get to see Nate Dogg. Finally. we get to see Nate Dogg. He's standing there looking like, that's my mama. What's the guy name on That's My Mama? Charity Baby look like Clifton Davis on That's My Mama. Oh, he was fine on That's My Mama too, child. But I digress. May come in, she got a hymnal. And it's Charity's old hymnal from when she was a baby. And inside of it, she wrote Reverend Charity Greenleaf. So she was saying, even then, Charity, you wanted to be a minister. So I guess, now May trying to offer a little bit of a peace offering. She's trying to kind of dial it back a little bit, being so ugly to Charity after all she did. Now, I think she could stand with ratcheting it up a little bit, but I'm okay with her dialing it back if that's what she want to do, right? And Charity was saying this. I never wanted to sing. I always wanted to be a preacher. Okay, well that's fine. That's fine, Charity. You want to be a preacher. I get that. And May was saying that she going through a lot, we trying to name the church and everything. And Charity got to thinking for a minute and she said, why don't you name it Eternal Faith? And May said, what? Eternal Faith. You could name it Eternal Faith Fellowship. I was like, Methodist, Episcopalian. Oh, South African Baptist, baby, Eternal Faith Fellowship. Child, y'all know y'all think of some cliche. Anywho, and so she done made it clear she don't want to sing, right? But May say, well, maybe when you get ready, you can come over as associate pastor. I was like, well, y'all ain't got room for no associate pastor. You better got room for you and Bishop in that spot. You know what I'm saying? So Charity told her she'll think about it. So I guess she being welcomed back into the fold, kind of, sorta. I don't know, but like May said, she should have sat out. She should have sat out, but they gonna need all hands on deck for what they got ahead of them, because Rochelle is on her way back. But we gonna talk about that. Jacob and Carissa. I don't like how they playing Jacob out. I don't like how they playing him out. Now, we always knew that Jacob was not the sharpest tool in the toolbox, but how they playing him out is they open their scene with Carissa throwing the curtains open, and she dressed, and them earrings she had on was gorgeous. She throw the curtains open and he laid all up in the bed, all sleep and stuff, like his husband got a good job, like he ain't got to worry about working ever. And she keep telling me, why don't you get up? I'm getting ready to go to work. I'm getting ready to go to a job. What people who have families and children to take care of do. And he acting all groggy and sleepy, and she's saying she going to do all these things, and she got to meet with Dante, and he was like, oh, Carissa, don't be that way. I was like, if you don't get your behind up, if you don't get your butt up, you ought to be up before her. This is your enemy. It looked like y'all still sleeping in the same bed. You ought to be up before her. You don't let your enemy get up and throw the curtains open on you, sir. You do not do that. Okay? You should have been throwing the curtains open on her. Always. Let that be a lesson to you, saints. Don't let your enemy get up before you. Huh? When you what they say? You ought to be the kind of person that when your feet hit the floor, the devil say, oh man, she up. Right? Or he up. Anyway, he laying in the bed like he a teenager and it's the first day of summer school or something, a summer. And she tell him he need to pick up Winky. Well, next time we see Jacob, he down there at Tasha Skank's apartment, and she got on old skin tight. It looked like a dress, but we see later she got on a pair of pants. But she still got on her pumps. She got her hair pulled to the side in old Vanity 6. Old falling down curl tendrils of curls. And all that old baby hair pushed up in the back. She's a pretty girl. And they going to a bad part of town because Basie Skank's sister has agreed to see Jacob. Now, this is his half sister, right? So he want to talk to her, right? And so he get Tasha and they gonna go over there. Like I said, it's a bad part of town. And Tasha got on a gold necklace. It looked like a herringbone. Now you know we used to wear them real tough back in the day. You got them in varying sizes from the flea market. And if you didn't take them off at night and lay them down flat, they would get a lot of kinks and stuff in them. And then you would have to take all of your broken pieces and your kinky pieces down and have them melted down and make you one other piece, right? Because she got on a real thick one. I said, well, y'all can't be going to a part of town that's that bad. She wearing all this gold jewelry, whether it's real or not. Anyway, on their way into the mission, because this sister, she run a mission house. And she tell him that how she know Basil Skanks is dead is because the police called her and said they found him in Laredo, what they call it, a highway motel, a motel off the highway dead. I said to myself, he ain't no more dead. He ain't no more dead. I already see it. I already see it coming, right? So Jacob get inside. First of all, she's a beautiful black woman, dark skin and beautiful. Like I said, she the half sister because you know Rochelle and Basie is fair skin. And she brown skin, which really don't mean nothing because I'm brown skin and my sister fair skin. But I just made a note of it, and later on we find out that she really his half sister, right? And so she don't really feel it for him. Now, where Basil and Rochelle sought vengeance, she didn't seek vengeance. She let the Lord handle it. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, right? So she giving us self-righteous, so self-righteous tease. You know, she is angry, she's upset, she believes that Jacob daddy killed her daddy. And while Jacob is excited to be there, you know, he want to do outreach ministry. He's always had a heart for outreach ministry, and he see what she doing around there, and he really really wants to, you know, get in on that. And so it kind of ingratiates her to him. You know, she think, oh, he not half bad. And plus he got Tasha Skanks. They're vouching for him, right? And so she hear him out. He asked her, how do you know that my daddy killed your daddy? Well, Basie told me that your daddy called my daddy and my daddy went over there the night he got killed. And so he said, well, did he tell you that he was on the phone, that it was my dad that called? And she was like, well, no. And he said, well, did you ever hear about this woman that owned the house, right? Did you ever know about that? Well, she don't want to talk about it. She don't want to talk about it. Until you tell me what's going on, I ain't finna say nothing further. I ain't finna go another further, right? And so he said, well, I let me just gather some more information and then I'll be able to talk to you a little bit more about it. And she was like, deal. Soon as they get to the car good, she peering out the window and calling somebody. Now, either she calling Basil, who I don't think is dead, or she talking to Rochelle, see, because they can't find Rochelle. Rochelle in the wind. Don't nobody know where she is. And you know, she really is slick enough to be the one on the other line. She ain't through with them. She is not through with them around there at the Greenleaf mansion. So, Jacob leave there and take Tasha back to the house, Tasha back to her apartment. And when she get back there, you know, it's a little awkward moment and everything. And she want to know if he ever really liked her. And he was like, well, yeah, you know, you a nice girl, you a beautiful girl, and you fine and everything. And you know, it just was the wrong time. And now he telling her that him and Tasha getting a divorce, and she, you know, is partially excited, and she's glad to hear that he's giving her a little bit of a compliment, you know, and telling her, you know, that he did have feelings for her, and it makes her feel good. It makes her feel loved. It makes her feel wanted and things like that. So she leans in to give him a kiss, and he pulled back. Listen, ladies. Oh, it's some things that's more embarrassing that you can get into with a man, but that's right up at the top of the list. It's at the tippity top of the list. It's being shut down. So she had already invited him in, which he told her no, he got to go pick up Winky. And when she leaned in for the kiss and he pulled back, he said, Tasha, I want to do things right this time. I said, well, you know what, Jacob, this why I hangs on to you. This why I hangs on to you because you spend a lot of time trying to do what's right. You ain't always smart enough. Because Grace ain't got no job. She ain't got none but time and space to help you. Okay. You got Aaron. Your mama and daddy trying to figure things out and how they gonna get it done. I don't know why you don't pull all the brain trust in your family together and talk with them about this situation. Well, something got in his spirit. He go home and send Winky off to his room and he tell Tasha to call a lawyer. Now she already on the phone with somebody talking about Jacob, dragging his good name. Now she in his mama and them house with her feet up on the couch curled up and on the phone talking about it. When he walk in, it's just like he's the invisible man standing there. He tell her, call the lawyer back and tell her, I changed my mind. The deal is off. I won't share custody of my child. Okay? And she say, oh, and you want your daddy to go to jail, huh? He say, you know what? If he did it, he should go. If he didn't, I'm trusting the Lord and he won't go. Okay, either way, I'm finna talk to him. And she was like, what are you talking about? What are you doing? She sprung up off that sofa so fast and ran after him. Jacob go downstairs and talk to Bishop. Bishop on the exercise machine, right? He trying to study hard because he know he got a test at the doctor on Monday. Where the brown liquor, Bishop? Yeah, so he asked him, did he make the phone call to get Basie Skank's daddy down there? And he said no. He said, well, what about this Loretta person that you got the house from? You know, um, he got a will that's got Basie Skank's daddy name on it, right? And Bishop said, this lady gave this house to us. She gave it to us. And there, as far as I know, there is no other will. And he said, I got a will. I got the will in my safe. You can look at it. And Jacob said, I know. I've seen that will, but I don't think it's enough. What are you talking about? Tell me what's going on. And Jacob declines to tell him what's going on. He tell him it's complicated, okay? And he can't get into it right now. I was like, Jacob, just tell the man. Just gather your people and tell them. I wouldn't gather Charity because Charity, I don't know, she got to prove herself a little bit. But you should definitely be talking with Aaron. You should definitely be talking with Grace. You should definitely be talking with your mama and your daddy. Okay? First of all, they got the enemy right there in their house. They deserve to know that. They deserve to know that she is plotting against them as a family. You know what I mean? Like, what is you doing? Anyway, Bishop don't know what's going on. Jacob leaves. I said, this a whole mess. Meanwhile, now, through the whole episode, Sophia is out there. She get into a scuffle with Kiki after Zora done tried to erase all the Tite pictures that Kiki done put out there. Kiki come in the door and her and Sophia go immediately at it. Now I don't know why Kiki is welcome there if Sophia's there. That's just what it is. Sophia's your family. Kiki has to go. Okay, so they get into like a little girls fight, just pushing and ponytail tossing, and it was no big deal. Kiki hits below the belt and says, at least I can have a baby. Now I don't know where she got that from. Zora swears she didn't tell it. Well, Zora, you didn't tell it. And Dante must have told it. In which case, Sophie, you don't have nobody to blame but yourself because you told Dante. Now I don't know if you thought you was gonna marry Dante. Okay, and you need to let him know y'all wasn't having no children. I don't know how you came to that conclusion. But it's really no reason for you to be talking to everybody that you date about such things. Especially if they don't have no longevity. Anyway, so Zora finally put Kiki out and don't come back. I was like, well, it's about time. I mean, I was so sick of her rough around the edges behind. I mean, she ain't had no purpose or place around there at the Greenleaf homestead anyway. You and Dante go off somewhere. Anyway, Sophia gets a phone call from AJ after after Noah and Grace been sitting around in the waiting room just waiting on him to want to see them, which I just think is the stupidest thing. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. When a person want to see you, they'll call you, and when they call you, then you go down there. You don't just sit around. It's like martyrdom or something. It just looks like you doing something. But in all honesty, Grace, you ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing. You are Noah. And listen, Bishop got mad at Lady Mae because Lady Mae, when she saw Noah around there to the mansion with Grace, all she could do was just big up him. You just so handsome. You look like a movie star celebrity. I was like, well, where y'all see that? Mm-mm. No. Uh-uh. I don't see it for Noah. I just don't see it. But okay. Now, Grace had already seen Darius early on. You know, he come in and they was out at the lake. He on his way to Vegas. Now, he done got fired from his job because he don't want to drop the Bob Mayonnaise story. And Bob Mayonnaise done pull some strings and got him put off the story. Well, since he decided he ain't going to let the story go, the people at the newspaper let him go. Now, he on his way to Vegas to check out this Edenvale Linden situation. But before he leave, he give her a kiss on the lips. And now she got Noah here at the house. She got Lady Mae co-signing on him at every turn and big upping him and just basically trying to push him and Grace together and push him down Grace's throat. And Grace is like, Mom, let it go. But Bishop had a good talking with Grace. She did. And he did. And he told her Noah is his daddy. You gonna have to deal with Noah. You know, and she was like, I ain't finna be with Noah. He was like, fine, but he gonna still have to be AJ daddy. Now AJ like in his 20s. I was like, why y'all acting like he gotta drop AJ off at school in the morning? Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't in charge of AJ's little league. Like, he can be in AJ's life, and that's up to AJ. It don't have nothing to do really with Grace. But I guess I get Bishop point. Anyway, Sophia get a call from AJ. She going around there to talk with AJ in the hospital. She get around there to talk to AJ. He's sitting up in that bed with them old dog lips and that nappy hair. And she come in, she got a sweatshirt for him, and he, you know, kind of ribbing her like brothers do little sisters, and she think it's funny and all of that. And why did you agree to see me, AJ? Well, I thought since you my little sister and you care about me so much, it would be nice to tell you goodbye. And she was like, goodbye? He was like, yeah, goodbye. And she was like, what are you talking about? Why are you leaving? If you're going to leave, at least tell me why you're leaving. And he tell her to cool it with the dramatics. I was like, really, AJ? Ooh, y'all ain't gonna like me, but I'm just finna go and say it. First of all, you are the last one to tell somebody to cool it with the dramatics, sir. Okay? After all of the dramatics that you came onto this show with, that you came into this family with, okay? And to bring it all to a crescendo, you slit your wrist like a 14-year-old white girl on the bathroom floor. I mean, basically you look like Scarlett O'Hara laying on that floor with a minimal amount of blood. Okay, and you had to have a blood transfusion, and now you want to go through this whole thing where nobody can come and see you. You don't want to talk to anybody because you feel in a type of shame. And Sophia's the dramatic one. And now, when you do agree to see her, she has to beg and plead and completely convince you to just tell her what the heck once and for all is going on. And she's the dramatic one? No, sir. You're the dramatic one. So Sophia leaves out and goes and tells her mama that he gonna see you now. And she, of course, when she comes out of there, she got, kind of tears in her eyes, and they all welled up with water and everything. I was just like, what the hell? What's going on? Listen, everybody. Okay, so Grace go in there to talk to AJ. AJ sitting in the bed, look like he just sitting there Indian style, child in the bed. He looking straight ahead. He won't even look at Grace, and he tells her, I got something to tell you, and after I tell you this, I don't ever want to talk about it again. And she's like, okay. And he said, while I was in jail, I was raped, and one of the guys that raped me had AIDS, and now I have HIV. Had HIV, and now I got HIV. And Grace cries. She breaks down crying. She ain't boohoo crying, but she got tears dropping. And I guess I should have felt something, but again, I don't. I don't know what's going on with me and AJ. I just don't know. Anyway, so everybody kept saying, I thought the boy needed a kidney. I thought the boy had hepatitis. I mean, at this point, hepatitis is more deadly than and more contagious than AIDS, because people are living with HIV, and most of them are undetectable. They've got pills that keep you from spreading the virus. I think it's called PrEP. I mean, it's not the death sentence it once was. I do, however, see how a person having been brutally violated and raped and contracting the virus that way could definitely have a hard time seeing it as something that is livable or doable. I can definitely see that. Because there is a lot of stigma attached to being HIV positive. Still, with everything we know, and the survival rate and undetected and PrEP and all of this stuff and awareness, there's still a stigma attached to it. I mean, hell, there's a stigma attached to having the coronavirus. Honestly, people just do not like sickness and disease. They just don't, unless it's one of them, people just don't like it. People just don't like sickness and disease, whether it's cancer, multiple sclerosis. People just rather not deal with it. But when it comes to a stigma, okay, and a lot of people said he's got AIDS when they discovered last week. They was asking her about if she had gotten cut. Grace, I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't. You guys tell me what you think. Put it down below. I don't understand why we're going through this with this AJ character. I would have rather the story be that he needed a kidney. You know what I'm saying? I would have rather the story have been he needed a blood transfusion. I just don't understand this. I don't understand this point. I don't, and he tells Grace, the only reason I'm telling you this is because I'm sick of everybody trying to figure me out like I'm a puzzle. Well, first of all, you are the one that came there and like a puzzle and that couldn't be solved. No matter what people did for you or said to you or how they tried to show you love, you just refused it. You refused it altogether. And I don't know. I saw the scenes from next week, a couple of scenes, and he still seems like he's the same jerk slash butthole that he's always been. You know what I mean? Like, y'all tell me what you think. I'm really, really interested in what you all feel about this episode. How do you feel about Charity? Are you guys ready for her to, you know, be forgiven and be brought back into the fold of the family? Do you think Charity has learned her lesson? Do you think she feels any remorse for what she did? She kind of still seems like the cat that swallowed the canary. Like she really accomplished something good with betraying her family and her sister and her nephew, and, and basically helping this man who don't want her steal her family's church. And I mean, I'm seeing a lot of religiosity, but I'm not seeing a lot of remorse. And that's my issue with Charity. How do you guys feel about that? In terms of AJ, I just, I need a little joy from AJ. I need a little overcoming from AJ. I need a little something from AJ. Something that looks like adulthood. Something that looks like manliness. Something that looks like um maturity. Like what I'm getting now is temper tantrum after temper tantrum after temper tantrum, and now you got a boo boo. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like he's a victim on top of 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 a victim. But I don't see him as a victim. I see him as continually winning. He just takes those blessings, those wins, and he stomps them out. Y'all tell me what you think. Y'all let me know. Okay? Y'all let me know. Just because I'm the president of the usher board does not mean I can't stand a little correction. Okay, iron sharpen iron. Y'all get down in the comments and tell me what you think. But that is the episode. That is the third day, season 5, episode 3 of Greenleaf. And until next time, honeybees. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I holla.